Yo, what's up, everyone? I hope you're doing good. I know I'm doing pretty good. As you can see, the background footage is MCSR ranked, which, if you don't know what MCSR ranked is, it's basically Minecraft speedrunning, but ranked. Minecraft MCSR just means Minecraft speedrunning. And basically, what it does is it's a Minecraft mod that allows you to play Minecraft against each other. I'm playing against a guy named Epix with triple X, and we're actually pretty close in this run. It's actually a PB, so I'm really proud of this run, but it almost got ruined because they were like ahead a lot of the run. But yeah, and they just kind of filter out seeds too. I don't think I'd be able to like finish the game within 28 minutes. Or like I think it took me around 28 minutes if it wasn't for a filtered seed, because filtered seed basically just allows you to always have a decent seed for speedrunning, right? This time I get a temple seed, like a desert temple. It's pretty nice, though it's pretty low on food too. I should have killed these pigs here, but I don't know why I didn't. I think I wanted to get a lava bucket, and then I kind of just got distracted. We'll look into that later. I only have some rotten flesh as food. It's kind of an issue, but we're doing all right. I've been going to uni. It's great. I moved out, everyone. I moved out. It's crazy. Moving out is one of the both the most awesome thing that's happened in a long time, but also one of the most like exhausting things that's happened in a very long time. Because honestly, I don't think I've ever had a change in my life as big as this, which might sound weird. Like when you go from like primary school to middle school or whatever you want to call it, it's not as big of a change as this, man. Like otherwise, it's just cycling to another school. Like, it's just kind of the same thing. But this time, shit's really different. I live by myself, right? That's so different. I don't know. And I mean, like, it's not just living by myself that's costing me a lot of time and energy, it's also the study itself. I study technical computer science, which is really expensive language for just saying I'm studying to become a computer boy, which is really like still expensive language to say I am studying to be homeless. Actually, it's great. AI is gonna take my job. Hopefully not. I don't fancy AI too much. Well, I should make a commentary about that, but we're getting off track. I have been locked in like during uni. I've actually finished my first module very recently, and it's been pretty good. I'm getting most of my ECs, which is just I need 45 out of 60 ECs to pass the year, and I've gotten 12 out of the 15 so far, so we're on track to pass for sure. We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well, and I still can retake the thing that I failed. Yeah, it's been good. I've locked in, man. But it's been time consuming, to say the least. There's definitely been days where I kind of just spend like 9 o'clock till 9 o'clock, like 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening, studying. This week's been a little different, luckily. It's been pretty chill, and last week was vacation, was nothing. So it's been pretty good, but you know, there's days where it's a lot worse, I can tell you. And even though that is fine, I'm kind of my biggest complaint is that I'm kind of struggling to find time for things that I love. And I mean, I don't dislike my study program at all. In fact, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't liking what I'm doing right now. But it's not hmm, it's not free time to me. Does that make sense? It's still like school or university. You know what I mean? It still feels like something that I have to do even when I don't feel like doing it. And there's still courses that I don't like necessarily. So it's not free time. And I wish I had some more of that stuff, which is actually like my biggest complaint by far right now. I am pretty busy. Oh, watch me put gravel here. Yeah. This speedrun is so flawless, guys. It's so not flawless. You saw me running to the water, forget the water earlier this run, it was pretty crazy. But it's fine. Let's see. I made a little like sheet, a little notepad file to kind of tell myself what I wanted to talk about. Not because I don't know what I want to talk about. It's just like easier because I'm not the commentary god that some people might think I am, or might not think I am, I guess. But you know, I'm not the commentary god. Let's just put it at that. I actually had a couple more takes for this one, and every time I mess up or I run out of words to say, and I'm like, shit, man, lock in. But it's fine, Loki, it's fine. I've noticed I'm getting a lot better per commentary that I record to the same fucking footage. It's great. But it's been good. Like, I think commentating is one of those things that you get better at with time. I've done two prior to this one, which were a lot less good. I think, I don't know. I haven't really gone back and looked at them, but I don't. They were all both like 6 minutes because I ran out of shit to say, and I said so much, and low key. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't too confident at the time, which I think it's really cool. When I was like 4 months ago, I actually had this worry of being 18. I was 18 at the time. I've been 18 for a little bit now, for like, I don't know, 3-4 months ish. And I was like, oh shit, I'm an adult now. And it really hit me, right? It really hit me. And I was like, oh shit, I'm an adult. I live with my parents. I make Minecraft videos. I still play video games. It's my number one thing to do. I'm not in a relationship. Is my life okay? Am I fine? Am I behind? And the more I've thought about it, the more I've come to the conclusion that no, I'm not behind. I think especially now that I'm going to uni, there's so many people around me that are like 2 years older than me. And then I look around and I think to myself, huh, maybe I'm not that behind in life. Maybe I'm fine. And sure, I have like geeky hobbies, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to being behind in life. You know? Now I will say, and this is something that I also wrote down, I think I want to talk about this, that I'm not sure who I want to tell about the fact that I'm a content creator around here, like around uni. Because when I went to middle school, I actually waited quite a bit to tell people. And I had two friend groups at the time, one of which I'm still very close to, and the other one not so much necessarily. And, well, that friend group that I'm not really close to necessarily anymore was also kind of the friend group that I was kind of, I don't know. In the long term, I don't think I should have told them that I did content creation. Like, I'm not necessarily thinking, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's definitely something that I've learned from. But I'm just trying to, because even though the people I have around me right now during uni, because I have a new friend group and it's awesome, but those people, I am still trying to think whether they will be 100% supportive or if there will be ones that go, huh, that's cringe, Loki, why are you doing this? And I don't know. I don't need people like actively questioning what I do when it comes to my hobbies necessarily. It's not something like I have a reason for doing this. It's because I like doing it, and I don't need people to tell me that it's not fun or that because it's my hobby. They don't gotta do it. You know what I mean? And sure, if they're interested in it, I would love talking to them about it. But if they're not, then that's fine too, right? But as long as they're not low-key pricks about it. I had this thing in high school, those friends that I told that I don't really talk to that much anymore. It was kind of like my new gig. They kind of made me into like, oh, that's the guy that makes content creation. Oh yeah. You're a Minecrafter, you know. And then they would make jokes about that. And even though they were in good spirit, they weren't necessarily meant to be mean. I just didn't really like to just be Mr. Content Creation. Does that make sense? I think I have my own personality besides content creation, believe it or not. And, you know, it's just a hobby of mine, even though it is probably my favorite hobby. But, you know, it is just a hobby of mine. And frankly, another reason I've been doubting to tell the people in uni whether or not I'm gonna tell them about content creation is because I haven't done it that much. Like, and I want to continue making stuff, but I also know that it's time consuming, to say the least. Content creation is very time consuming, believe it or not. I'm not saying it's hard at all, but it is time consuming, okay? Especially making videos, editing. Now, granted that I'm not very quick when it comes to editing, and I'm not a professional at all. I still, oh, what am I doing here? But I'm not, it still takes a long amount of time to make a video. And streaming is a different case. Streaming doesn't, like, streaming takes as long as I want it to, right? I could do a stream of 1 hour, or I could do a stream of 4 hours, and I could, like, end the stream at any moment. So it's not as time consuming. Video making is, though. Video making very much is, which is why I've kind of held back on making videos for a little bit. The last video I made was what? Okay, the last video I made was 2 weeks ago, but the last video prior to that was what, 4 months ago? And there was a very good reason for that. Obviously, it's also been 3 months since I moved out. So that was a very big role. I was busy, I had other stuff to do. And now that I'm kind of settling in, I'm just like, I decided, oh, I could probably free up the time to finish this video, because it was very close to being done, right? The video was, oh, what are we doing? The video was very close to being done, right? Like, it did not need all that much work. I think I was like, I had finished recording, I just needed a little bit of editing. I think I was like 80% done with the total video, and only spending like 5 more hours on it meant that it was finished. So, you know, that gave me a really good amount of motivation to be finishing that video pretty quickly. And so I did. And it performed pretty well, so I'm probably expecting to make more, but not monthly, probably. And especially, like, maybe monthly. Maybe. Very maybe. But not more. Definitely not more. And yeah, I try to keep up the weekly streams because it's a very... As I said, I think since so much has changed, it's very nice for me to have something that I still have the same thing going on. Like, when so much changes, I love having something that I can just come back to. A hobby that I've had before my life completely changed. And, like, content creation and streaming specifically is just that, man. That's a good thing. I'm pretty happy with that. It's not like I'm upset with the place I'm in right now. It's just, you know, fun to do something that I've done a lot before. I don't know. This is maybe a little bit hard to explain, but for me, I mean, it might be a nostalgic thing. I don't know. That's the best way to explain it. Right. Oh my god, yes. I don't have a driver's license. I want to talk about this. I do not have a driver's license. And it is not a big deal. But everyone around me has a driver's license nowadays. I'm 18, for reference. Which, you know, is not like a crazy age to not have a driver's license, I guess. But everyone is getting a driver's license, and I'm like, what? Do I need a driver's license? I don't think I would be very good in a car. And I think I'm probably, like, too scared. Like I'm probably more scared than I need to be. Because honestly, I think driving can be pretty chill. But it just seems so stressful, man. Like, imagine, like, driving and then doing one wrong thing can get other people killed. It's like, it's a scary thought, isn't it? Like, you know, I don't know, to me it is. Maybe I'm overreacting, but to me it's a pretty scary thought that you can just accidentally do something wrong and then hurt other people. Like, you know. And I just don't think I have the, like, skills to be a very good driver either. Because there's 2 exams, right? There's a theory exam and a practical exam. Except, like, that's just where I live. I don't know if this is a global thing or just, like, in the Netherlands a thing. But we have 2 exams, and I'm pretty confident that I could pass the theoretic exam. Like, I'm very confident, actually. I don't... Yeah. But, you know, I think the practical exam, I've never been, like, super practical in that sense, I guess. Like I haven't been like unpractical. Like I know how to cook, I know how to do stuff, right? But I didn't know how to cook, for example, until like a year ago. In fact, it's really only starting to like I've only really started to learn it since I've moved out, which is like 3 months ago. That's not true, like 2 months ago. And now I'd consider myself an okay-ish cook, right? Like I know I could cook stuff and I'd be reasonably confident that it tastes good. But, you know, I think if you trying to get your driver's license, you need that little bit of like practicalness. You need to be able to make quick decisions and like not be insecure about your driving, which is I think would probably be my biggest like issue. I'm not saying I'm like super I wouldn't be super like unsure about what to do when driving, but I also know that I definitely wouldn't be the most practical driver, I guess. Um then eating breakfast. Yes, I want to talk about eating breakfast because guys, eating breakfast is tough, man. Uh Listen, I want to eat more breakfast and I need to lock in, man. I've always eaten breakfast and I've always been pretty proud of eating breakfast. As weird as it sounds, but a lot of people around me just like don't eat breakfast. And I've always been like, wow, you don't eat breakfast? What is wrong with you? You need 3 meals a day, minimum. And now sorry if I've ever said this to you, man. If you're like hearing this, if you're watching this, and I've ever said this to you specifically, I'm sorry, okay? You were right all along, man. Eating breakfast when you're busy is hard. Like, okay, and it's totally my own fault, don't get me wrong, okay? Also, we are in the fortress, only very slightly behind on pace still. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. We're doing pretty good, pretty happy with how we've been cooking. But yeah, eating breakfast is hard, man. Like, and I've been doing this to myself. I have this Minecraft server, which is super awesome sauce, TSN. Um, and I'll talk more about that later in a second, by the way. But um, I make late nights on there. You know, I have a lot of friends on there. And it's also a really good way to connect with friends that I've had for a while. Especially Cyan. Cyan's on there too. Cyan's always on. I love Cyan. Cyan's awesome sauce. But um yeah, no, it's been so many late nights and it's been really like fun, but it also means that whenever I the next day have to wake up at 8 because I need to be like at uni like for a lecture at like 8:30, I do not want to wake up earlier to make breakfast, bro. I will wake up at 8:15 if possible, okay? Because I've probably gone to bed at 1 or later. And I really need 8 hours of sleep, man. And like, I'm a very non-smart person when it comes to sleeping in on time, right? Like, I am a very, in fact, I have had multiple days where I went to bed at like 4 because I was like, huh, why go to bed at a reasonable time like 12 when I could go to bed at 4 and just have 4 more hours of this day? And then the next day I wake up and I go, oh, damn. Getting those 4 extra hours yesterday just means that I have 4 hours less today because I am 4 hours of agony today. And so I don't eat breakfast very often anymore. And I should, man. I should eat more breakfast. Breakfast is good for you. But it is very economically efficient not to eat breakfast, just saying. Like, I buy my own groceries, obviously, now. And, you know, groceries are expensive. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but groceries are not cheap anymore. They've never been cheap since I was born, but, you know, they're especially expensive now that I have to pay for them myself, you know. So, you know, not eating breakfast is actually a very economically stable decision to be making, though not a very healthy one. But, you know, this is a joke, by the way. Don't not eat breakfast to save money, gang. Don't do that. Let's see. I want to talk about, let's see. Should I talk about emotions, chat? I think I should, because I think it's important that people talk about their emotions, actually. I haven't like I've been having a hard time talking about emotions. Like just in general. I think overall it's not because there's a couple of reasons, right? I don't consider myself unhappy, so I never really have a reason to talk about emotions. You know, people in my mind it was always like people that are depressed or have other mental issues. Those are the people who would talk about emotions, right? Why would I, someone who's privileged enough to, be born in a rich country, I don't know, not be like have anything that would be used against me? Why would I need like to be talking about emotions, right? Because imagine I am feeling bad one day, because we all have those days, or weeks or whatever. We all have those moments in our lives where we kind of feel shitty. At least I think most of us do. If you don't, well, I guess feel lucky. You know what I mean? But I definitely do. Oh, I'm about to die. I have fire res though. I'm the goat. Um, but yeah, no, I think we all have those days. And even during those days, I don't really talk about emotions because what's always worked for me is, and I know that this doesn't work for most people, so please don't do this. But what's worked for me is to not really talk about them. And when people ask for emotions, just answer, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. How are you?" And then kind of ask about their emotions, and often they are more willing to talk about their emotions than I usually am, which is always pretty, it's a double, because at the moment I'm really happy with that. I feel really, I don't have to talk about emotions. Nice, W. Don't have to be vulnerable towards other people. Great. But I don't know. In the bigger picture, I don't know how good of a practice this is when it comes to like, you know, and I've always kind of been more of a thinker than a talker. I guess that does that make sense? Which is hence I guess why I'm not the biggest commentary person either. But it's I don't know. Never really felt the need for it. But yeah, it's been fine. I've felt happy, honestly. And um, you know, there's a lot of things that bother me, and I think there's a lot of things that don't necessarily bother me. I don't know what I'm really going with this. I guess it's just that I don't really know my own emotions myself. I think that is the best. I think that might be the best thing to say here. I'm not really thinking about my own emotions too much. So it's very hard for me to even have that conversation with people because how would I explain to other people what emotions I'm feeling when I'm having a hard time explaining to myself what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling these things? You know, those sort of things. And thus, it's just easier to brush it off, even when I'm having a shitty day. Um, yeah, I think, and I don't know if people relate to this. I know that there's people who don't relate to this because they always tell me any emotion that they might possibly be feeling, and there's also people who I think they might because they never tell me what they think ever. So, and I think that's valid. I think that's valid. But I do think that, looking out for the people around you in general is a very important thing to do. I think especially like, people who act happy on the outside all the time, they deserve the most loved men, as in not like like they're underappreciated in my opinion because you don't worry about them, right? Because every day they tell you, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." So you guess that they're fine. And I think this is something that's really important to look out for. And I'm not saying that this applies to me specifically, though I'm also not like saying that I've never ever felt, I think there have been times where I've thought, "Oh, I wish someone asked about my emotions," but I'm also the kind of person who ought to always just kind of been like, "Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?" And then end of conversation talking about my emotions. So it's mostly my own fault, I guess. Something else I guess I could talk about is relationships. I don't. It's pretty funny because people who know me will probably know that I am not in any relationship, and I haven't really been in any relationships, which is kind of maybe from some perspectives it's weird, right? For me, as someone who has zero experience on this kind of stuff, to be talking about like relationships, but I think like as someone who, because okay, I do have a lot of like people who get into relationships around me, and I always see them struggle the same way or not. I guess sometimes they don't struggle and they're having a great time, you know, but if their struggles, it's always the same thing, and I really try to be aware of where their relationships go wrong so that I don't make the same mistake, I guess. And since I've moved out, it's like tough, man. I don't want to be a bad partner, I guess. Does that make sense? And I think if you either someone who lives in the city where my parents live or someone in the city where I currently live, and in both situations I feel like I would not be able to give them the attention that they deserve. You know what I mean? Because either I would be able to have 2 free days, either I would have to like free up time in the weekends on the Saturday, so I would have the Sunday, and then on top of that the Saturday, which is, I don't know if 2 days a week is enough to maintain a relationship, guys. I am not so sure. In fact, I don't think so. I don't think it is enough to maintain a good relationship. I think if I wanted a relationship with someone, it would have to be someone that I can spend at least the majority. Like I don't have to spend the majority of the time, but I could at least decide to hang out with them the majority of the time. Does that make sense? Obviously, they would also, but like if we both wanted to hang out, we would be able to the majority of the time. Does that make sense? I'm just not in a situation where I can offer that to anyone at all, actually. But honestly, I'm not like, I've always felt a little bit hard. Like I've never really known what I've felt when it came to dating, relationships, and all that. It's never been my strong suit. Not that I'm unconfident or anything. It's just been like I feel like I would not be able to offer a good relationship in my current mental state and current time schedule. It's made for a pretty good joke in every friend group that I've been in though, which is pretty awesome sauce. Also, I really want to see this one cycle. This one cycle is the sickest one cycle. It's only going down in like 20 seconds, I think. I think it's starting to perch in 10 seconds or something. Come on, perch, 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 because it is the sickest one cycle. As in, it's so not clean. Yes, it's perching. This is where it perches, and this is where I stress out. And this is where I throw my pearl, and this is where I anchor. And I actually get a pretty good anchor, but then I get a horrendous bed, and I get another horrendous bed, and I get an actually good bed, another good bed, and another good bed, but I'm still short. I don't have anything, and I just need to hit it a couple more times, but guess what? My axe, it breaks, guys. And so I hit it with my pick, and I've decided this ain't gonna cut it, so I throw out my TNT, and I run off, and guess what happens? I kill the dragon. It's so cool. It's such a cool run. I'm so happy with it, man. I think I'm freaking out. I think I'm freaking out at this point too. Yo, baby, I'll let my reaction play out for a second. Let's go. GG's. All right. I'll see you guys later.